When going on and looking around the Oklahoma Sooners roster and thinking of different position groups, like I said, the offensive line is probably the biggest. I think wide receiver core would be the next down as far as biggest concerns. What position groups give you the biggest concerns going into 2025 based on what you've seen in practices?
Before fall camp, I would have said and did say that it's cornerback for me, with the knowledge that Eli Bowen was going to miss a good chunk of fall camp. And obviously, Gentry Williams only played 2 games last season before he had to shut it down for the remainder of the campaign. And so I was worried about the depth at cornerback. I am substantially less worried now because Cortland Guillory has picked up right where he left off in the spring. And I truly do believe, Josh, and this is maybe the hottest take you'll hear from me all day, but I truly do believe that if Eli Bowen does not play on August 30th at Illinois State, and there is an argument to be made, I mean, why play that guy against Illinois State anyway? But if he is not active August 30th against Illinois State, I think right now the guy that starts opposite Gentry Williams at that other cornerback position is Cortland Guillory. And so he's come on very strong, even as a true freshman, left such a remarkable impression upon pretty much everybody, coaches, teammates, peers, staffers that have witnessed the way that he's attacked everything on the practice field and in the film room as well. And so I think the ceiling is darn near limitless for that guy, I should say. And I mentioned this on the Under the Visor podcast, but I had one source remark to me the other day. I don't think Cortland Guillory is going to be at the University of Oklahoma for longer than 3 years. That's how good he is. And so between him and Davon Jordan and Jeremiah Newcomb, the redshirt freshman, Jacoby Johnson, obviously still very prominently in the mix, the rising junior, I feel better about Oklahoma's cornerback depth than I did going into fall camp, due in no small part to Guillory's emergence. Not that concerned about wide receiver. I think what has become more of a concern throughout this week is running back. There were only 2 running backs that were active at yesterday's practice, and Javonte Barnes and Torrey Blaylock. Taylor Tatum, Xavier Robinson, Jaden Ott, all dealing with minor injuries right now. Andy Bass still obviously coming off ACL surgery. So the I would say that, and I hate to even call it lack of depth because they do have good depth in the running back room, but the lack of availability, I suppose, in that running back room would seem to be a preeminent concern at the moment. That said, none of those guys are facing anything, with the exception of Bass, that should prevent them from being ready to rock by the time August 30th rolls around. So I'll be honest, not a ton of concerns for this team from a personnel standpoint.
Yeah, and that's good to hear from you because I was leaning the same way as you. I felt like the corner room was just the one that, again, still from my standpoint, because I'm not there in practices with you to see everything that you're seeing, but although I do trust what you and several others have mentioned, about Cortland Guillory, and you've even heard coaches come out and express how much they've been impressed with him, even with summer workouts, and how much he's been able to show his commitment. So that definitely puts some ease to the room that I've definitely said has the most concern, especially when you talk about the defense, because there isn't a whole lot over there on the defense that you'd be concerned about. And so definitely good to hear that.